Hi, this is Neil O'Brien here, and you're very welcome along to today's webinar on cash flow forecast. Now, I firmly believe that the cash flow forecast is the number one tool any business can use at the moment to help us make the right decisions and to help us get through the current challenging times we have. And I mean, the very reason I'm actually doing this webinar is because in the last few weeks, I've had clients phoning me and emailing me, asking me questions, and they're asking me about what to do about staff. They're asking about the wage subsidy. They're asking about getting paid and so on. And I always say the same thing to them. Do you have a cash flow forecast? Because if you do, you can put in all these what if scenarios and it can really help you to plan and manage your business in the weeks and months ahead. Now look, I understand some people are skeptical about cash flow forecasting, and sometimes somebody says to me, oh, you can't predict the future and I don't know when my clients are going to be paid and so on. And of course you're right, you can't predict the future, but what you can do is make the best estimate right now. And what that will do, it'll help you look ahead and see, well, what is my bank balance likely to be in the middle of May? What's it going to be at the start of June? What's it likely to be in April? So it gives you a picture into the future, and it's a very powerful tool. And of course, the reason I know this is because we've been here before. As you know, and I know, about 10-12 years ago, there was a massive recession, and a lot of businesses that I worked with there over the period of about 2 years, I know for sure that having a cash flow forecast and using it was probably one of the main things that got them through that really difficult time and got them out the other side of it. Because I know, because a lot of them said to me afterwards, and they still use a cash flow forecast today, and they would have started using it during the downturn. And you'll see as well in the example I have here in a moment of a maintenance business of how having a cash flow forecast can help you make the right decisions for your business in the weeks ahead. Okay, and I mean, this is really what we're trying to avoid. If you're a business owner, then it's a stressful time, and we're all want to work through this together. We all want to help each other, and I mean, there's no doubt about it. If you're a business owner, you probably are already worried about getting paid. I'm getting asked about this every single day. If you give credit and you're owed money, how do I get paid? How am I going to survive? Staff, what do you do with staff? Do you introduce pay cuts? Do you have to leave people go? Do you avail of the revenue or bank holiday? Now, it might sound like a no-brainer, but some people have said to me, I have some reserves, am I just kicking the can down the road? So again, a cash flow forecast can help you answer these questions. Just a little bit about myself. My background is management accounting. I spent 15 years doing that. I started my own consulting business in 2003. I've worked with hundreds of businesses. I've done a lot of work in the past with the local enterprise offices and leader groups. Cash flow forecasts, I've done a huge number of them, probably hundreds of them over the years, so I'm very, very familiar with them. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, during the past downturn, I did a lot of work with businesses in this area. Now, so what I'm going to cover today is how do you actually prepare a cash flow forecast, and then what do you do with that information to make the right decisions for your business. Okay, what you need to prepare the forecast, you'll need a couple of recent bank statements. So the last 2 months, go back and get bank statements for the last couple of months. You'll be able to see cash in and especially cash out and your costs. Aged debtors, you need a list of money you're owed from your clients, and also the aging. So is it 30 days or 60 days or 90 days? That's a key bit of information. Creditors, if you do owe suppliers money, a list of this. Now, what's also useful might be a set of accounts, annual accounts from your accountant, or management accounts if you prepare them internally. Now, I'm going to show you a spreadsheet. This is an example of a maintenance business, and this is a summary. So what's on the tab here, there's a blank one, and actually if any of you would like that template, you can just email me, neil@quantum.ie. I will send it on to you. What we have here is a summary for this maintenance business and detail. I'm just going to start and give you a quick overview of the summary. This is what a cash flow forecast looks like when it's complete. You'll have your opening bank balance week by week. We're doing it weekly. You can do it monthly. Some people do it daily. I would suggest at the moment weekly is probably sufficient for most businesses. You will have your opening bank balance, cash in, cash out, closing bank balance, and the same the following week. And what it's doing is giving you, this is really the key the key figure, I suppose, in the forecast, the closing bank balance for this maintenance business. Now things look fine in April, but you can see over here in May, this maintenance business is projecting that it's going to go minus 29,000 on the 22nd of May. Now, like most businesses, this guy, I'm just going to call him John, this maintenance business, he does not have an overdraft. He doesn't have money stuffed under his mattress. He cannot allow his business go minus 29. Therefore, he's going to have to make decisions over here in April to try and minimize the impact of all these changes and his bank balance going red. Now, this is the detail, and if you're preparing a cash flow forecast, you're probably going to have to get into a bit of detail. I know there's a lot of numbers on this sheet, but that's the reality of it. So I'll show you the two main elements of it. Cash in week by week, how much cash is likely to come in. Now, I know this is difficult, but what you can do to help you with this, I'm going to come over here and look at the aged debtors. This is the aged debtors for that maintenance business. Obviously, for confidentiality reasons, I have all the names taken out, but these are the big clients. So these are the monies owed. In total, John is owed 178,000. Some of it is current, more of it is February, January, and some of it has gone back to last year. Unfortunately, this is not uncommon with a lot of businesses I see. So what John is going to do is he's going to take that information. Himself and his main admin person have been on the phone for the last 2 weeks trying to get commitment dates from clients, so we have a reasonable estimate of when we think money is going to come in. And as you know, it won't always happen this way. What you can do is every week you go in and update this. So it's a rolling cash flow forecast and you're updating it every week, so you can keep it nice and accurate. Cash in goes in there. What about cash out? This is where your bank statements are very useful. You'll have all your regular payments, weekly and monthly. John pays himself monthly, there he is. His wages go out weekly, 6,200. His biggest cost, motor is another big one. All the guys traveling around to the various clients and businesses they have, and so on. So you can see here, this is the detailed one, similar to the summary one I showed you. It goes to minus 29 on the 22nd of May. Now, that can't happen. So this is where the what if scenarios are really, really useful. And if John is there and he's wondering, well, the wage subsidy obviously has just been announced, so that's something he will look at. But as well as that, he's looking at the revenue. Have said that businesses can defer VAT for January, February, and payroll taxes for February, March. You can defer those payments and push them out. So John may well have to do, let's just say I'm going to change that to 0 and change these. You'll see John's bank balance changing over here. So what ifs, John would probably, to get his bank balance back to positive, would have to probably avail of the revenue holidays to get him back there, or the wage subsidy, or some combination of those. I'm just going to do that again. So this is the real value of a cash flow forecast. You can do all these what if scenarios. So let's come back over here to the blank template. If you're there and you're saying, well, I need to prepare a cash flow forecast, what do I do? You get a list of your monies owed from your clients. You get on the phone, you get talking to them, and like John did, you start populating. There's John's figures. He went and spoke to his clients. You start putting in your best estimate of when money is likely to come in. You get your bank statements. You go through and put in all your main costs along here. Yours may be slightly different from this. You can tweak this any way you want it, but it's the same principle. You want to try and estimate your cash in and cash out, and like John, hopefully this won't happen, but unfortunately it may be the reality for some businesses. You want to spot the reds. Is my bank balance going minus anytime in the next 2 or 3 months? And that gives you a chance to do something about it and make better decisions now that are going to help your business survive. So that's just a cash flow forecast. I hope you found that useful. Now, I appreciate that information may be a bit new or a bit daunting for some of you. So if you'd like, I'm willing to help you prepare your own cash flow forecast. If you email neil@quantum.ie, then I will be happy to send you on the template. You can also book a 30-minute Zoom call with me. And what I will do is I will help you design your own cash flow forecast. And after that, you'll be able to update it yourself. Okay, thanks for listening.